Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Spiritual Ranch. It's still the Spiritual Ranch, but just way bigger than the mountain. Anyhow, I am Shesh.Nowehe, the Off-Grid Oracle. Welcome to our channel, and welcome to the other side of the mountain, I guess. This is the great blue yonder, you know. I talk a lot about the water and my reads and my energy. It's forever in my heart, you know. I love it out there. I spend a lot of time out there, like I talk about in our reads, you know. And so this is a very special place to me. It's Bad River Beach. Little crap pond that got stuck in the mud right there. See, you don't want to get your sand, you don't want to get your gear on the beach. I've actually chased a lot of pots out here on this beach. We've had them right here. Matter of fact, that might be one of the pots I fished with. You never know. We used to set gear right there where the swells break it. I've been in here on a 60-foot vessel fishing in that stuff. You know, it's wild. Running gear right here on the beach like that is wild. It's dangerous. It's a whole different ball game than it is fishing out in the deep. You know, and so. But anyways, I can sit here and talk about fishing all day long. I fished all the way up and down the coast. That's Trinidad Head up there. You know, we set gear all the way down. All the way down. All the way down. You can't even see it down there in the spit, you know. There's the spit down there. So anyhow, we're going to go ahead and check some energies. Where's the little guy? Going! Let's go. Come on, little guy. Anyhow, so yeah, I was talking smack, saying I was gonna maybe, you know, talk about not going to town because I burned my lip, wherever else, still burn my lip. It hurts, but we did it. We made it. We came on down. We went out. We danced. We had fun. It was cool, you know, and it was it kind of exactly what the OGO needed. To tell you the truth, you know, confidence levels have increased, right? And that's what we needed, was just that little shot in the arm. It's not like we you know, for somebody who talks so much about not requiring outside confirmation, you know, I gotta say it's kind of nice to be seen, man. Come out of that hermitage, you guys. God loves us. God has put a whole brand new color, a whole brand new slice of life on our skin, you know, like they really have. We're granted access. We've been talking about this stuff, you know. And so I went out and I tested the water last night, you know, and I have been, you know, like I went down, I don't know, about a month ago, and it was just trying it out, you know, like trying on that new skin in a public setting, you know. And it comes off really well right now, you know. We're being received really well right now, and that's something that we need to give ourselves a big pat on the back. But we also need to be very grateful to Father God, for Mother God, for allowing that in our life right now, because we need that. It's something that we do need in order to get the message out there. We got to be more well, presentable, like that ocean, you know. Like that's big energy, right? Big energy. Well, we got to have that big energy standing on top of the mountain right now. Little guy. The surf is just really so amazing this morning. Just so amazing. I absolutely love where I live. I mean, it's just so beautiful right now. It's like the sun is warm and it's like shining on my back, you know. The sky is just so, look at that. It's like where the blue meets the blue, you know. It's like just delicious, man. So delicious. This is the grass out here grows in these dunes. See, this is the dunes. This is where I come out and pick my magic mushrooms, you know. They're like the second or third most potent species in the whole world, you know. They're something else. These ones down here, these cyanescens, they're the third most potent species. But the ones I pick up in Oregon are the azarescens, and the azarescens are like the second most potent. Because the only ones that are more potent are the Liberty caps, actually, but they don't preserve as well, you know. And so, I know. We're yakking a lot this morning. Hey, it's OGO on vacation, you know. I just gotta drive down the hill. It's like hour and a half drive for me. But it's just gorgeous right here on the beach, right? Yeah, I think on my way home too, I'm gonna stop and pull some cards in the redwoods, do a redwood read. We'll do us a redwood read. That'd be cool, you know. I've been wanting to do that. But yeah, I just met a homie too down here. They had a beautiful dog, like a little guy, a female that's not fixed. You know, I keep talking about this too, you know. But we got my email because he wants to maybe make puppies, you know. But he lives way secluded out in a place that's called Forks of Salmon. Hey, little guy, come on, man. Where like secluded like I do, but he's doing salmon restoration on those rivers, you know, where I'm like working with the forest. He's doing salmon restorations. I thought that was really cool. But he gave me a handful of pre-rolls, man. He gave me about like 30 or 40 pre-rolls. I was like, damn, welcome to Humboldt County always, you know, I love it out here. Anyways, so that's what's up, right? We're keeping it real. And then my homie, I don't know, there's some weird stuff on Facebook, but I got my homie Kelly out here. And if it's true, fucking RIP, baby. I don't know what the hell that's about, you know? And so anyways, if it ain't true, hit me up. Like, let me know, you know, let me know you're still breathing. World's a crazy place these days, man. Yeah, if it's true, RIP, baby. We love you. So, about to burn my face again. Anyhow, we're gonna check some energies here, guys. Things have been popping. They've been a lot of awareness, you know, that like we talk about on this channel, and that level of self-awareness that we're learning to move in is really going to be our biggest strength right now. It's going to be our biggest power, you know. We've been to the mountaintop, you know. We've been through the stormy seas. We've seen it all, you know. We've seen it all at this point. And so now it's time to share that, what we've seen, with the world that is around us, you know. There's no more delusion. We're here to separate ourselves from the delusion right now. What we know, we have been separated from the delusion right now, in order to see ourselves fully in an energy that is absolutely trustworthy. You know, it's gonna be reciprocated. So it's like whatever it is right now that you're putting out with your energetic, with your energy, is gonna be reciprocated. See, like it's gonna be reciprocated. And so it's like you're walking in an innocent light that is free of karmic burden, so you don't have to worry about it, you know. And so it's like right now your energies are going to be given back the same way that you distribute them. You know, you're going to receive what it is that you're I don't even want to say seeking, because it's like you're not like hunter killer, you're not like hunter destroyer right now. You're not needy, and you're not a hungry ghost, you know. And so it's like you're standing in your full light, you know. And so when you deal with other individuals right now, they are going to receive from you the same thing that you are receiving as well. Okay, and so it's not going to be situations of like haves and haves not. It's not going to be situations of like take, you know, or like give. It's going to be like there'll be a communal energy about the exchanges that we have now with others. You know, they're going to go like, well, damn, it's like it felt good. It's like, well, that felt good. Like the energy that I got off of that motherfucker over there, it felt good. I like that. And you're gonna feel the same way right now. Okay. And so there's gonna be no more of this bullshit where we felt like we had to chase after energies in order to give us gratification, you know, and we worried about what others saw in us. You know, like we were worried about how others seen us, you know, with that Nine of Swords in the reverse and with the Sun card. But now we don't give a fuck about what others see in us, because if they can't see how good we are, then they're missing the fucking boat. Like honestly, no matter what, you know, it's like any situation that we're in right now, or any conversation that we have, anybody that we deal with, even our own fucking pets, you know, they gotta fucking be able to see us for who and what we are fully, or else they don't get to have us in our lives, and we're not going to worry about how we can prove to them that we deserve that. My child, I love my child. Yeah, I really do. That one right there is a keeper. I think there's been some kitchen witches out here throwing some fucking spell work at his ass, though, you know, and I'll tell you right now, if that's the case, I'm gonna slap hands, you know, I'll put your name on my mirror. I'll tell you what, right now I will, you know, and that's not one mirror that you want to have your fucking name put on, because it's backed by God Most High. So yeah, I do spell work, yeah, I know how to do the craft, yeah, I can bring that shit in fucking hot and heavy and fast, okay? I'm not threatening because I do follow through, you know. We got that right there, you know. And so it's not a threat, it's a promise. If you F with my chosen one over there, you're gonna get your hand slapped, you know. That's what it is. But I mean that's a specific message too, you know. And that's a specific message to anybody out here that wants to dabble with the craft and try to get in the way of my harvest right now. You're gonna get your hand slapped, okay? And that's the energy that us, the chosen ones of our collective, the ones I'm speaking to, we're moving in right now. So follow me, you guys, okay? And keep that up. Hogwarts, we're not Hogwarts around here. We learned our shit out there in the true blue, you know? We swim in the deep. It's not no made-up fantasy story around here. We know our craft works. We ain't doing it to catch attention. We ain't trying to piss our parents off. We're doing it because it's what God ordained us to do. That's a whole different ballgame. A whole different ballgame. We don't need no fucking broom. Broom between our legs to fly. Right, little guy? There can be no blocking our celebration. It's so good. Good work, collective. We got us a little different read here today, you know? Still Yo-Geo. It's just a little different read. I like these energies. I lived out here. This is where I had my hog farm. My pig farm was over there. You can't really see it, but it's like, it's right there, right where those trees are. Matter of fact, those trees right there, it turns into flatland and it's all grass. That's where I had my hogs. It's like 5-minute drive from right here. And so this is my stomping grounds out here. I think, you know, is my spirit, is the name of my spirit. That's she who whispers loudly with a sharpened tongue. And she spent time out here, you know, a lot of time out here. That's why I came here. I came back out here. That's why Father God called me down here, you know, was to heal this land, because there was a lot of horrible things done here, you know, a lot of suffering to the spiritual energies that I'm familiar with, you know. It's like my spiritual tribe, my spiritual team, you know, like the ancient ancestors of mine, you know. And so I'm not even talking about anything in the flesh like that, you know. It's ancient. It's the shit that the high priestess understands, right? And that's the stuff that we're going to teach to the world right now, is that the world really operates that way, you know, and that these dark forces that are up against us are trying to separate from being able to stand in that energy of the sun card right here, right? And not know ourselves fully like we do now, you know. And so we're in an energy that as the high priestess, we have this message to share with the world that's going to allow themselves to also see themselves in that same light, so that we could all start to operate in that frequency, which allows us to block the darkness right now that is trying to consume us, you know. Good message, you guys. Great message, you guys. I love the sound of the ocean, man. Where I was at, hog farming, where I had my pig farm. Tin cups on the bottom of the deck right there. I love being there, you know, and actually it's in the reverse, which I don't like to see that card in the reverse. Oftentimes I don't read it in the reverse because the Ten of Cups is such a powerful energy that it doesn't deserve to be put in the reverse. It doesn't have a reverse position because, like, I know how that feels, you know. And when I lost that place, oof, that was powerful. Ten of Cups in the reverse energy, you know. But I don't read it in the reverse anymore because we don't have defeats like that. We're never gonna be defeated like that again, High Priestess. We're never gonna be defeated like that again, you know. We see ourselves in that sun energy, and we're not gonna worry about those past energies that have defeated us in the past, you know. Queen of Cups, and that's that love. That's that love for self now. Okay, so the Queen of Cups, she keeps that lid on her cup. You know what I'm saying? Because inside that cup is the capacity to have all 10 cups right there that have been, you know, kind of lost to her in the past. You know, she's seen what happens when she takes the lid off that cup carelessly and allows the contents just to spill. You know, like when she lets anybody drink off of that cup, they could easily put her in a position where she loses everything in that cup. You know, so now though, we're never going to let that happen again. Like I said, we have the power. We have the capacity, we have the control, we have the emotional stability, we have the emotional understanding, we have the emotional capacity and like willingness to see ourselves in others, that we no longer have to be in a position where we feel like we're taking, and so we don't have to feel like we're ever gonna lose either, you know? Damn, you know? I'm telling you, damn! So then right there on the split, right, we got that Ten of Cups again, but with that Three of Pentacles, which we've been seeing that energy here a lot. And that Three of Pentacles is a contract that God has for us, you know. Like God has offered us now a contract that is coming with full emotional fulfillment, full contentment, you know. And in a way, like I said, that it's not going to be turned around, you know. We're not gonna. It's warm. I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna take my clothes off. it's too nice. We're here on the beach and everything with my dog, and it's like I'm sweaty, and so it's that nice. It's that sunny. Sorry guys, if you're stuck in a wintry place. Hopefully we can send some of this Ten of Cups energy right there. That was on that split here. Your way, you know, if you're out there where it's kind of cold, because I know it's not too nice in some places right now. So. I wasn't gonna do a read. I'm feeling a little bit, I don't know, feeling in my oats. That's what they say, you know. I had a lot of fun last night. I had a good time. I went out and like I needed to go do that, you know. And it was nice, you know. Went out just by myself, had some sushi, you know, and just whatever, did my thing, right? And it was cool. And there was a lot of people showed up. It was a benefit, like I said, for a building that burned down. Yeah, I was feeling my oats, you know. I'm feeling my oats right now. And so we're feeling our oats right now. That's what this world card is telling us with that Queen of Cups, is that we're really feeling our oats in a way. It's that, like, we really don't need, because, like, with this Queen of Cups here, also, she doesn't need anything coming into her cup to make sure, to guarantee, to ensure that those 10 cups are solidified and not going to be ever put in that reverse position again, you know. So she really knows how to protect. Well, it's not even about protecting what she has. It's just like, you know, it's like she's got this big bowl of candy and she's got the lid on it, and she's kind of at her own discretion can remove that lid. Like, yeah, you want to have some of that candy, go ahead, you know. But it's like, she can put that lid back on there and say, hey, but that's my candy jar, you know. And so it's like, you know what I mean? And so with that kind of attitude, you know what you're gonna give, you know what you have to give, you know how sweet it is, you know exactly how sweet it is. And so if they want it, you know, then like you're not you're the distributor. It's kind of like that, you know. It's like everybody else is addicted to what you have in that sense, you know. And if you want to deal with addicts, you can if you want to, you know, but you're high profile. It's like you got the good shit, you know, you got the big bag. And so you got the good shit, you got the big bag, And so, like, why wouldn't you deal with individuals who also got the good shit and got the big bag, right? Because you're like, kind of like, well, I got the sweetest candy out here, you know, and if you want me to take the lid off of that motherfucking cup, well, you better have some sweet ass motherfucking candy in your cup too, because there ain't no fucking reason why I want to be letting somebody dip in my bag when they ain't got a fucking bag that I want to dip into as well, you know? Bam, Queen of Cups, awesome energy, awesome fucking energy with the world. Bam, awesome energy, healed as fuck, solid as fuck. Don't need nobody to conquer me because I already conquered the fucking world around me. Bam. That's what that says, okay? That's what that means right there. That sun energy with that Nine of Swords in the reverse, with that Queen of Cups in the upright position with the World card. You've been listening to yourself. You've been calming that white noise inside of yourself that tells you that you lack value. And so now that you really understand what that means, you know, it's like you've been talking to yourself, right? But not making sense. But that changed with the energy of the Sun card and the Nine of Swords, right? The Nine of Swords in the reverse with the Sun card in the upright position. That means that all of a sudden you start making sense to yourself. All that self-love, all that self-awareness, all that emotional healing. Oh, that was a fucking confirmation burp for you there. Hold on. All that time you spent in that reef right there, get to understand yourself fully for who and what you are, gave you that appreciation of yourself, that energy to shine, that you could go out there no matter what now and walk in this world and be the one that people introduce themselves to, you know? So now you just gotta go and just wherever you're at, you know, you stand there for long enough time, a little bit of time, doesn't take very long time now because you're shining brightly with that Sun card, and people kind of come up, they say, hey, what's your name, you know? And that's the energy that we're in right now. And that's hot, hot, hot. Okay? And that's also a very good energy to be in because we need to be influential with our philosophical beliefs that we carry right now, because it's those things that we are as philosophers and as spiritualists and as spiritual leaders that are going to change this world that's around us. Man, I lost my reef. Tell you, the dude though, he gave me a whole handful, about 40 of these things, you know. He's like, hey, you know, like I said, that's kind of that energy, you know. He's like, is that we've learned to fully attract now, you know, fully attract. And in a way, that serves our higher purpose, you know. And so we're no longer chasing with that Seven of Cups right there in the reverse on the bottom of the deck. We're not the chasers. We're chasing is, like I said, that's a past energy, you know. And there's no longer going to be runners either in our existence, you know. And so that's the thing. It's like, it's not that we've changed the way that we approach it. Everything is going to be changed around us as to how we're approached. And that's the thing that I've been trying to talk to us about, you know. So I've been really trying to tell you guys this. Really been trying to tell you this. That's what's happening with this transit here. And you have to embrace it fully and trust it and believe it, know it, be it, you know, and don't allow anything to block it that is outside of your internal kingdom, that gives you that wholeness, that allows you to attract the things that you want to attract in your life in a way that is emotionally stable and doesn't cause you any kind of strain or grief, you know, because that's the thing. It's like we can receive a lot of things in this world that we need, and God will give them to us abundantly how we need them. As long as we allow that to happen, we believe it's true. We know it's true. You know, we see it to be the truth. Bam. So we always are going to choose that Seven of Swords or that Ace of Swords over that Seven of Cups, guaranteed. That's what we've learned. We're like, well, no. We'll ask God. We're going to say, God, what do I do here? You know, I asked God. I said, you know, God, like, what do I do here? You know, like, you know, like I said, I've been trying to break my hermitage, you know, and so that just means, hey, little guy, come here. That going, just even going out for me, like just going to a restaurant. I haven't even gone to a restaurant in, like, I don't even know, 3 years, you guys, or longer, I think. Little guy, come here. I mean, it's been a long time, you know. I quit with 2020, you know, because that got too weird. I wasn't gonna wear a mask, you know. I was like, no way, man. And so I haven't, because it's I just quit, you know. And so, but for me just to even go, kind of like to look nice, you know, like I took off my work clothes. I actually kind of like, you know, I put on some of my jewelry and stuff, and I interacted with people, right? And that gave me a real, like, a different outlook on things right now, confidently, you know. So I don't know, I'm just coming from a place that's very different than probably everybody else, you know, but I could share that, like, energy of, like, how to defeat those feelings that we have inside of ourselves that don't allow us to engage with others in a way that is so interactive that we can change their experience spiritually, you know. And so it's like I had several engagements last night with people that had depth, you know. It's like at the end of the conversation, they're like, you know, they really started to think differently. I mean, actually, I had several of them. It's interesting. That's how it has been, but very influential in helping others, kind of directing them with the kind of shot on the arm to get back on their path right now. And that's what we're being called to here to do now with this world card here. Bam, you know, it's a good read, you guys. It really is. It's different, very different energy, but still very truthful, right? We're down here on the beach, you know, so it's like way different than being on the mountaintop, huh? Right? But not really, same thing, but different. But the ocean's way bigger. It's like, yeah, trust God, right? See, bam, you guys. I mean, honestly, you know, seriously, you know, I've been reading tarot for a long time now, and I've come to really learn to fully appreciate the Fool card and the energy of the Fool card, because I've been blessed in that energy right now. We all have been. That's the reset, you know. It's just that we have to see that reset as a very powerful tool, like I'm trying to get us all to see here, you know, because it is, you know. And so that's bliss with that Fool card. That's the bliss that we're in right now, because we've healed in that world card energy right there fully enough to not give a damn, you know. It's like not even like, it's just not, it's not a dick swinging contest. I mean, that's what I try to say here, you know, and that's crass. Like, I understand, you know, but it's just not, you know. And so the Fool, it's like, bam, dude, you got, and then we got the Hierophant right there also too, you know. And so it's like God ordained. God's healed us. We've allowed them to heal us. We've allowed them to show us our truth now, and we've allowed them to turn us into really badass swords of truth, you know. And that's high honor for us, you guys. Like, it's such a high honor for us, you know. Judgment, 3 cups, great reset. So I hope it's a great reset for you too, and I hope that you're also in that energy that is like really shining, you know. Everywhere out here in the old Humboldt County. I don't know, I shouldn't even be putting it out here, because like it's kind of not a whole lot of people out here. People don't want to be out here. Actually, they're scared of the place because it's pretty gangster. You know, there's a lot of hardcore activity that's kind of gone down out here. You know? And it's hard to survive out here. It's a different world, you know. It's like the third world in the USA. But it's my 3 cups for sure. It's joy filled. I love it. It's paradise, you know. I got so many pictures of my little baby boy, you know. He's like a little baby boy, you know, out here running around with the bull kelp. Like this time of year, or like in like I have Christmas, you know, but like this time of year, you know, and it's just like this, just beautiful, you know. You know, buck ass naked out here running around with this bull kelp, big bull kelp. It's like they look like whips, you know. He's like running around that whip, you know, little baby boy. He had long hair, you know, and so like his curls, like springs, they'd be like wing, wing, wing. It's like they're like perfect little like curly cues, you know. So adorable. Ancient history now, you know, guys. We gotta look back right now and smile. So that's the thing. It's like we gotta give ourselves permission to remember the good things, because there was a lot of good things, and that's gonna give us the safe passage, you know. Right there, it's gonna give us those 6 swords right there. That's the 6 swords that we gotta carry with us now. It's like that memory I just shared with you, you know. It's like I can't grieve any longer. You know, that's what God's saying. We can't grieve any longer. We got to let go of that shit, and we got to sail in to those smooth seas and carry the things with us that make us feel most powerful, you know? Barking at a sea lion. I think he is. They're out there. You gotta watch out, man. The ocean will wash you away. You know? And so we're not going to get washed away. The ocean's not going to wash us away. You know? We know how now to swim in rough seas. And we know how now to climb the mountain, you know? And we know now that it wasn't always easy. You know, it wasn't. But what we're going to do now is that we're going to carry with us into our next stage here the things that were good, that we should cherish. You know, like we need to think about the positive, you know, and not fixate on the negative, you know, because there's been a lot of us that have been through so much, that has been such rough passage, that it's easy to sit and pine or to worry about the things that we cannot change. And we got to be just embracing the things that were gifted to us by the Most High, that gave us them highest blessings, you know, that really were the things that fortified us through those periods of darkness, or gave us the ability to be fortified in the times that were coming that were so hard, you know. And so it's like we got to embrace those things now and use them as our armor, because that's what makes us shine. I did have a beautiful baby. I was a beautiful father. I do have beautiful memories of him being my beautiful child, and knowing that he was the closest thing that I could create that showed God how much I loved him. And I need to be happy about that. That's what God tells me. That's going to be my safe passage, because they're grateful for me for doing that for them too, you know. And so I know that's true. And just because them stormy seas that I had to swim through in this world, that's such a dark place, took that away from me, because they don't like the beautiful things that God creates, you know, and they really don't like us co-creating those beautiful things with them. And so this world says, no, you can't have that. Well, God says, but child of mine, you did that already. And so enjoy that good work that you've done too, chosen one. You feel me, you hear me, you know what I'm talking about. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be this far in this message at all, you know. And so, like, God loves you, and they're gonna give you a great reward now. You know, you get to be that young child again, buck naked out here in the beach with that bull kelp, not giving a damn, while your daddy takes pictures of you and loves you so damn much, because that's what God Most High does. When they grant us safe passage, you know. Follow me. There's a lot of energies down here for me, you know. This is, I wasn't sure if I could do a read down here, you know, and like have it be Joe style, you know. But God said, why couldn't you do that, child? I've given you every fucking reason to love yourself now. So do that. And so I am. And so are you. And that's beautiful. And we're doing that together, you know, you guys. Like, we really are. Like, we really are. Like, I've gained a lot of self-worth through my experience here on this channel, and through what we've built together, you know. And I really appreciate that, you guys. Like, we're healing. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Water makes me want to go fishing. Yes, I am, though. But I'm fishing the way Jesus said, nah. Fishing for men, fishing for women, fishing for souls. Right? You know, I don't want to be the only one that survives judgment. Yeah, you guys. Neither do you, you know? That's how we feel, right? You know? And so that's a good read. That's a good read. Very good read. Very good energy right now. We pass judgment, man. I mean, I'm telling you, man. OGO is telling you right now. Safe passage with the Fool energy. The World card, the Judgment card, right? Is we made it. We have everything that we need right now to know exactly what it is that is true. And to be that, to represent that, to stand in that light, and to not recoil from that calling right now. There's no reason at all under the sun for us to worry, or to have strain, or to over concern ourselves with things that don't matter to us, or to feel like we're ever going to lose anything ever fucking again. You know, that lid on that cup can come off and on as many times as we want and however we want, and it's always going to remain full, because we know now what the contents of that cup are, how valuable they are, and why we should never, ever, ever, ever compromise that ever again. And so, good job, Queen of Cups. I love you guys. These are great cards. Excellent read, excellent energy, and check you next time.